to just go all nutty and be like totally black. And then
slightly racist, whatever.
No, but there were only about 5 people there.
And they were all clothed?
No, there were 2, like I think a lesbian couple in the water, and one had a rashie on, just a rashie.
Right, and bottomless.
It was weird.
And there's no surf up there, right? So there's
no surf.
Yeah, right.
There is surf, but there wasn't surf there.
Yeah,
like apparently, to get surf, it has to be the right wind, the right
typhoon
time of day,
lining up to the right. Yeah, like Japan.
Yeah, but no, it was the prettiest bay there. But I didn't take any photos because I felt weird taking photos.
Did I tell you about? I had a wild girlfriend a long time ago, and she was Sydney. You know, just think of the prettiest, blondest, like Barbie doll kind of type. And
Crissy Lee Bates.
Hey! She'll be here tonight. Right? So she went on a family holiday with her mum and dad and a younger sister. So she's only like 22. Younger sister's 18. She comes back with all these naked photos of her on this Greek beach, this famous nudist beach. But she's like lying. She's pretty much on the footpath of the beach.
I think you've told me this.
She's just. I was like, "What are you doing there?" She goes, "It was a nudist beach." I said, "No, the nudist. I can see. Everyone's down there. You're just like where the car park is. There, totally naked,
laying under the sign that says nudist beach this
yeah.
way."
And then she told me about. It was all over from this moment on. It just was because she was doing body shots, naked body shots with all these dudes, and I'm like, "Just don't tell me anymore, please, please."
This wasn't actually Crissy. Just to be clear.
It wasn't.
Hey, can I just change the topic?
Go.
The more I drink this, the more I like it.
Well,
Koala Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, so the return of Koala Karma, Jamie. It's legitimately, and
have you had?
Even though she's our sponsor,
I haven't had the new flavour, but I've had
I have. Yeah.
The other flavour was great.
Yeah. Well,
the other flavour was great. This is. It is. I think
it's even karma.
Well, I didn't tell you why. They sell it.
It is.
Karma.
It's even karma.
Oh my
Daddy
God.
joke.
You know what?
Just created an ad.
You know what? Just for the first time now, I'm relating karma to karma.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the
You're
product
kidding
you've been
me.
sponsored by.
Yeah, but karma.
Yeah, karma and karma.
Yeah, like to be calm.
But that's
and
what I thought it
karma.
was when you first said it, Koala Karma. Like,
Well, if someone else says it, like
drink.
right now.
There's a little
But
note
it's a
on the
chill
bottle.
out drink.
Yeah, but I've always seen the KAR.
Yeah, relaxation.
No, there's a little note on the bottle that says this is not to be given to actual koalas under any circumstances because
Really?
it doesn't make them karma.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw a koala?
It does give them good karma.
When was the last time you saw a koala?
A wild one or in captivity?
Wild one.
Or a dead one.
In Currumbin, near the fish and chip shop where Dan used to work.
Oh, yeah?
In the trees behind there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a Galleon Way kind of thing.
Yeah.
How about you, mister?
Probably up where I used to live on that hill.
Okay. Simpsons Road.
Yeah, up there.
Currumbin somewhere.
In the forest.
Yeah.
So there was always koalas there, and sometimes I go back up there just to deliver flyers and stuff like that. And
I saw a rabbit last night.
Did you?
That always gives me,
Actually, I lied. The last time I saw a wild koala was Magnetic Island.
Oh, here we go.
With all these other wild animals. But the whole island is like a zoo, isn't it? Isn't it? It's kind of like Phillip Island, isn't it? But the whole island.
I'd never been. I remember the
yeah.
first time I ever heard about Magnetic Island, I was just amazed. Amazed at the name of the place. It just created so much imagery in my mind, when I was a backpacker like 23 and I met this bloke and he was a real rough, bikey type bloke. I think his name was Taub, Taub, and he was like, "Oh yeah, mate, it's just coming back and just fucking Magnetic Island." And I was just going, "Well, there's an island up here that's magnetic."
What's it called, Magnetic Island? You know what I mean?
Oh, they did explain that to us on the ferry, but I can't remember.
Hey, Google. Hey, Google.
Hey, Google.
Why is it called Magnetic Island?
According to Wikipedia, the name of the island came about because of the apparent magnetic effect it had on the ship's compass of Captain Cook as he passed the island when sailing up the east coast of Australia in 1770.
I was going to say that.
Oh, guess what I got?
What?
Oh, man, I've been geeking out so much over the Christmas.
I was going to
many
suggest
things.
a range of STDs, but
I went to, I happened upon on YouTube, right? Because I had a good 2.5 weeks off. And do you do this when you work hard and then finally you have some holiday time? All you want to do is do nothing, have a clear mind. And then after 3 days, I actually always have this stirring feeling of like, what do I actually want to do? Like, once you get past, got to do the beach, blah, 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 and Christmas is gone, you've got that sweet time. But then I actually kind of get a bit like within myself, like, oh, what am I? What do I want to do? And then I started skimming through YouTube. Yeah. And I found something that I watched for 2 days straight, right? And it was really cool. It was just this really nerdy but popular American kid who's got 500,000 subscribers. So he's very popular on YouTube. Yeah. But he's one of these, hey guys, I'm here. Like he's an American kid and he's like, I'm in Iowa and someone told me that there used to be a house here in 1700s. Let's go find out. And he's like searching around and he's got all the best
gadgets.
Yeah, like a gold detector thing.
Gold detector stuff and metal detector. Yeah. Right? But he's only got one. There's like one metal detector and he's got this pointer. So once he finds the thing, guys, look, it's got 85 on the meter. It must be iron or something. And it looks like it could be, I don't know, it's like buzzing real good. And he's just such a good, enthusiastic kid. Yeah. And next minute, he digs a hole and he bang, oh, it's a ring. Guys, look at this. And it just never ended. For 2 nights, I just couldn't stop watching this kid. So
how old was he?
Oh, he's only like 21.
Oh,
and he's it's all he does now. I watch so many hours of his videos, right?
Yeah.
I wish I knew his name. Nugget Noggin or something like that. Nugget Nuggin. Anyway, so I went to J-Car. I couldn't help it. I went, yes, I live in a 100-year-old house.
You bought one?
Yep. I live in a 100-year-old house that's quite famous back in the day. And because it was...
You're a lunatic.
Everything was started here, yeah, and I've always wanted to dig up.
His garden going, hey, guys,
listen. Yeah.
Oh, but that's going to sound like
it's good when you got a little 7-year-old boy, you can like get into that, like just get into brilliant. The inside. Anyway, so I bought these little...
I always wanted one of those when I was a kid.
Who doesn't, man?
Yeah.
But no one wants to walk around the beach like a...
Yeah, exactly.
They do, though.
Well, I guess they're right. We're at Buskers by the Creek. No one was there because it rained. The minute it shut down, a family showed up with one of those, and everyone was like, what the hell are you guys doing? The hippies were still dancing. Yeah. And they're like digging up.
A gay friend of mine got one of those metal detectors and went skimming on the nudist beach. Right. He found 7 rings.
That's perfect.
You know what? You know where you could actually, if you went, you don't need a metal detector, but I reckon you'd find shitloads of coins. Have you
the
been
arcade.
No. Have you been to Robina Tavern?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like, you know where the sports bar is? Underneath the deck there. Because people are always dropping coins. I reckon there'd be
it's like a typical timber deck on a... Yeah. You just walk out of the pokey room with a couple of $2 coins. Well, this is what I did find. Funny you say that. So my house is 100 years old. Like, people have been... Actually, for the last week, I've been Googling the archives of my address, my house, because it used to be called Laureldale. And there's even a plaque about the house on somewhere. I'm not going to say it. But anyway, so I know people have died and been married. It's all in the Gold Coast history books about this house, right? So I went straight into the house with the grommets. Everywhere, it's like just like shit. Another nail, but we found a horseshoe. The other week, right? Anyway, the very second thing I found was a 1952 Australian penny.
Wow.
Something cool. Like that was the second thing, and then I've been digging up like handmade nails that are like 150 centimeters. Like
you should keep all those.
I have. It's all in a like iron bed frame. Yeah. And the deeper I went down, so I'm talking about 600.
Did you
mil
record
down.
it?
No. I got my hands full.
When you found the penny, did you shout in at your missus and say, it's already paid for itself?
Yeah, I did.
and
she's such a tight ass. She's such a tight ass that she instantly went on eBay. Yeah. And it's worth like $4.50. No, but I really love that stuff. Really love it. Because we don't have a lot of history that can be found. Because the Aboriginal people didn't do a lot with that, so it was a lot of stone
the Aboriginals
stuff.
Destroyed all the white people's records.
that's too heavy for this show.
No, it didn't really happen.
I know. Yeah, I know.
This
Did
is
you-
alternate history.
But that guy.
But what about,
yeah.
have you ever been to Newstead House? Because that's kind of like maintained the way it was, I don't know, 200 years ago.
I know of it, but I think I went to a wedding there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And there's like, we went to, when I was a child, we went to this place and it was like, it was all left the same way it was like 200 years ago when people were living there without electricity and that. And you'd see the irons, like the real cast iron irons.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And like the bathtubs that were just...
Yep.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know where that was though. That was pretty
Well, that's
amazing.
Was it a Monopoly board?
Well, the thing about
Yeah, it was like a Monopoly board because there
Right.
were wheelbarrows in that there too, I'm pretty sure.
the thing about Australia, you could imagine because there wasn't that many people. If you dropped something, or even if it wasn't that valuable to you, and it was some sort of iron thing, because we probably didn't have that much. When you watch American Pickers on
Yeah,
Fox,
yeah.
they've got cool shit like
Yeah.
European stuff that was made in the war. Pretty much
Yeah.
ended there and wasn't lost under a barn in Australia generally.
I saw that. When I went to the McGregor fight, the lads I was with from Ireland, they wanted to go to the Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
So where they make a
Oh, yeah.
TV show about Vegas. So they have an actual shop that you can go down to.
I've got a Porn Stars t-shirt.
Wish you were wearing it.
What?
Wish you were wearing it. Telling me about that magnetic on. Go.
So anyway, in that show, they've got like Chumley and a couple of other guys, right, in the show, but they weren't in the shop at the time. I've never watched it, so all the lads told me about it. But man, I didn't know what to expect because I'd never seen the show. And when we walked in there were muskets and old guns from the Civil War of all different sizes that you could just buy.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they'd still work, but
Yeah, well, they find this kid that I'm telling you about, he was walking in places that, because he knew the geography so well, like, there's no trees above, and it was a clay surface, so that nothing's going to go under the clay. Like, that's crap that I didn't really understand until... So he goes, look, an Indian arrowhead. It's like these beautifully shaped arrowheads that were just been sitting there, and they can't go under the clay, so they've just been there for hundreds of years.
So is he like an archaeologist?
Yeah. And he finds things like, there's another marble, but not like a glass marble that we all played with when we were a kid. The kids used to play with clay marbles, which looked like musket balls. So you'd find a million musket balls, but he knew so many, like under an old house, like 200-year-old house. And got another one, a clay marble,
Yeah.
This cool stuff. But...
Oh, you...
100 years, I mean, he'll do it all day. That's like, I was doing it for 2 hours going, oh, man. I found
I'm
a
going to try
nail.
and find him on YouTube, though.
It's really cool.
Because I've been watching heaps of Scientology.
Have you?
oh my God, here we go.
Wow.
That's entering legal territory here.
It's not actually... Well, it wasn't actually about Scientology as such. It was more about that Leah Remini.
Yeah.
The one that's speaking out.
Yep.
Yeah. It was about her. And it's pretty amazing.
She was in the church. Was she
Yeah,
not?
She was.
She was the actress?
Yeah, the King
Yeah.
of Queens.
Yeah.
The King of Queens' wife.
So
Did you
she's-
see this,
she's
Louis
revealing lots of
Theroux
weird
movie?
secrets, is she?
Hey?
Revealing lots of weird secrets.
Yeah. And like she just tells you how like all this weird shit that goes on. She was pulled out of school in 8th grade to study Scientology books. So she's intelligent, like she can read and she's articulate and everything like that, but she doesn't know, like all she knows is Scientology.
You got to see the Louis Theroux documentary.
Who's he?
He's
I
that
just bought
great English
DVD box set of his.
Yeah, well, the film he makes about Scientology, you can. He makes this. He's right in there. The people that are they're talking in depth about how stupid it is. Really,
Yeah.
It's like Tom Cruise is like the greatest,
Yeah.
next to only under 2 or 3 people, right? But you kind of never end. It's like you can work out that it's all bullshit. That just you'll get to this level. And then there'll be another level, just like some martial art that never goes.
Yeah.
But most kids, just like that chick,
Yeah.
they get to a certain stage going, hang on a minute. This is it. It's just like this repetitive thing that you got to be good. You got to do these things. And
But how do you,
case.
like, because when you hear about Scientology, it makes my mind boggle. It's like, because these people